Hello and welcome to the MoreCoin YouTube channel where we talk about all the ways we are stacking more coins. If you like today's video, hit like and subscribe and click that notification bell so you know whenever I drop new videos. Today, in 1 hour and 40 minutes from the time of recording, Carousel Finance goes live. This is a new Panther fork launching on the Matic network that has minted, I believe, 1,500 tokens and none of them have gone on sale yet. It has a total value locked of $387,000. None of that value is the actual token itself. Good starting sign for it. Let's do our due diligence first and let's see what RugDoc has to say. So we come over to RugDoc and they think that Carousel Finance is some risk, and most of that has to do with operatorship having not been renounced. And we'll go over that a little bit later in the review. Let's head back to the website though. If you go over to their farms, they're offering their CRS USDC pair, CRS Matic, Matic USDC, USDC ETH, USDC USDT, and Matic ETH. They all have a lockup period though. And I understand the purpose of these. It stops people from setting up bots that just auto harvest and dump the native token, driving the price down like a hot stone. I understand in general why you need to do this. I'm just personally not a big fan of having my harvests locked up for any amount of time. 2 hours or even, just notice this, 8 hours. 8-hour lockup for the other farm. That's wild. I understand it. Not a fan. Anyway, moving on to pools, they have their CRS token, Matic, USDT, USDC, DAI, Wrapped Bitcoin, ETH, Sushi, Quick, Poly, Doge, Link, Fish. You know, I want to give them credit for having something for you to do with your sushi. With the exception of, I think, Polycat, if I remember correctly, there's not a lot of places where you can stake sushi. So big brain for letting you stake your sushi here, even if it does have an 8-hour lockup, which is, to me, a lot. That's a long time. Anyway, there's not a whole lot else here. They have the referrals system, which is 1% forever, which you're starting to see more and more often nowadays. After that, let's head over to their docs and take a look. And you can see here that they have a lot of goals set up. They talk about having an ETA for each task, but there's not really an ETA for any of these. Even though you see here it says 14 days after AMM release, but we have no idea when the AMM is going to be released, so you can't really call that an ETA. Anyway, they do have a lot of big goals, and I hope that they're able to achieve them. But as we all know in DeFi, it takes time for them to make these things happen, and most projects aren't around more than like a week or two. Let's head over to their token. As you can see here, the token has a 5% transfer tax. One of those percent will be burned immediately. The other 4 will be converted to CRS/USDC and then added to that liquidity pool. Their emission rate is 1 CRS per block, which is almost 40,000 CRS per day, and of that, a little over 9% will head to the devs. Let's talk about their anti-whale. Any transfers that are more than 0.5% of the total supply will get rejected. And I guess this is to stop whales from just taking like a third of the total supply, just dumping it in the market and dumping the price. I hope it works. I haven't actually seen this work to stop the price from dumping before, but maybe this one will be the exception. Next, let's check out their deposit fees. Like most places, this place has a 4% deposit fee. 1% of that deposit fee will go to the devs. The other 3% will be converted to USDC or Matic, and that USDC or Matic will be paid out to CRS holders that stake their CRS tokens. Alright guys, let's take a look at their audit. They were audited by TechRate, and so for me that's a meh. I'm not a huge fan of TechRate. I will, however, once farming launches, I'm going to come back here and just make sure that everything lines up with these addresses being the same ones that are being utilized during farming. If we scroll down here, we can see that they passed almost everything with there being 2 low severity issues. The main thing that I have concerns with has to do with operatorship. You heard me talk about it a little bit earlier, but the operator can change the transfer tax rate, the operator can change the burn rate, change the max transfer amount rate, exclude and include addresses from anti-whale, change the minimum amount to liquefy, and change the router and pair contract addresses, which could not be audited. That to me is a little worrisome. So I went into the Telegram and kind of tried to ask and see why they would have those abilities baked in. And the dev, whose name was Carousel, said that the abilities are fixed in our contract. We set the dev address can exclude and include anti-whale, change the max transfer amount and router as well. The max transfer amount is the most important for the entire project and the community at the beginning, so we need to have control over it. And we will collect all the suggestions from the community to improve and modify the project and make it better. That was a response I got from the dev. Wasn't really, to me, a great explanation, but they have a lot going on, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. There's probably a lot of good reasons. One of the reasons he did say that they keep this ability is so that they can exclude the master chef from the anti-whale policy. So if you got huge amounts of money and you're throwing it in there, the master chef needs to be able to give you your harvest, which is probably going to be a large percent of the CRS token supply. All right, guys, let's take a quick look at their Twitter. All right, as you can see here, they have 7,000. Wow, they have over 7,000 followers. That's good. That is really good. Good on them for that. That to me says strong marketing. And as you can see here, they are engaging on Twitter with their community quite often. We're seeing constant tweets every day, multiple times a day. That's good to see too. Again, another very bullish sign for me. And you can see that many people are willing to engage with a project. Yeah, I like that. Alright guys, let me give you my final thoughts and let you know what I'm going to do with this project. So this project, it obviously has some red flags. I mean, even Rug Doctor said there is some risk when going into Carousel Finance. At this point, if you hop in, you're gambling. Let me have my disclaimer. Again, anything I say is never, ever, ever financial advice. You need to do your own research. I'm probably going to see if I can buy this farm token. Now, I never buy farm tokens, and this is going to be one of the exceptions because it hasn't been sold yet. So if I can get in on this project at 66 cents with the sheer amount of people that are on its Twitter, I think that a lot of people are going to try and FOMO in and buy this and try and farm. So I'm assuming that for the first 2 hours, maybe the price bumps significantly. Like I said, it's gambling. I could buy it and it goes from 66 cents straight to zero for all I know. We could have another Mark Cuban crisis on our hands. Ugh. Historically, projects like this, there's a short price bump before the inevitable fall down. Now, this project could be completely different. Maybe this project only goes up from here. Who knows? Is it possible? Let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you guys in the next one, and we'll be talking about getting more coins.